What is up, guys? Today, we are doing something different from Hearthstone. We are going to play Tower of Babel Survivors of Chaos. It is like a vampire survivors based game. I've been looking forward to it. It is in the alpha testing right now, or I'm sorry, open beta, and they should have uh, early access coming up in a couple months. We're going to get into it. It's a mix of like Vampire Saviors and Diablo. It is a very simple game. Not much to it. You have your little character in this beta. There's supposed to be different classes, but in the open beta, you can only play one character, this warrior type of character. There are no buttons except one button, which is the right-click button. You use the WASD keys to move, and the right-click button is to do your special attack, which, it's, I guess maybe later in the game gets a lot stronger, but you can only play one level. It's 20 minutes long, so we'll see how we do today. I have quite a bit of gear. I haven't played this game since, but I wanted to showcase it to you guys because I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. I'm definitely excited about getting the full game when it comes out in the summer. So you get all these item slots just like something like Diablo, and I have all legendary gear on mine, and what the legendary gear does is it gives you a bonus effect. And so, for instance, I have Hammer Echo, gives me magic hammer, gains a boomerang effect. So one of these skills that I can get in the game will give me a boomerang that will return back to me. And there's a bunch of just other things that I have here. Okay, just other gear. But you'll see, and I don't know if this is a bug or is intended to be changed, but I have this item, Heart of Fire, on my gloves, which gives me plus 15% fire skill critical chance, and I have Heart of Fire on a ring, which is the same thing, the same unique bonus. And supposedly these are stackable, while obviously effects like this, Hammer Echo, are not, right? So anyway, it's cool. It's it doesn't matter what we got. I'm gonna build for damage, and just gonna take you through a quick run so you can enjoy seeing what this game is about. I guess we take some levels here. Why not? We have so much gold. Let's go ahead and take some of that, and let's take some of this. There we go. Let's go. So this level is 20 minutes long. Okay, this first level, the only playable level, floor 1, is 20 minutes long. You get waves of enemies here, and wherever you point your mouse to is where you auto attack. Currently in the beta, all the attacks are auto attacks except the right click, and this is what the right click looks like. You throw this axe. That's it. These green things that I'm picking up on the ground, those green gems, those are experience. And as you get experience, you gain a level. Every time you level up, you get to pick from one of 3 different things. So I'm going to take critical hit chance because special attack, you saw it's the hammer. I'm never going to use it. I don't want more enemies to come on the board, but I will. I guess I don't mind for this auto attack to have a chance to critical hit. So these are green experience cells on the floor. You can also get blue experience cells. I'm going to go ahead and take move speed here. And typically, everything we've seen so far is like a utility skill, but you can get actual damage skills as well. You'll see here that there's these 2 yellow gear icons under cast speed. That means that we've gotten a bonus of 2 instead of a bonus of 1 on the level. So my cast speed will be level 2 instead of level 1. And that means that I'm effectively getting 1 extra level in itemization or in character, or I guess skill ability, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take that. It's a nice bonus, and I didn't like everything else. So here we get 3 skills. And you see here, we get the double again. So lightning wave, I'll get a more powerful lightning wave in comparison to the other 2. But these 2 other skills are just significantly better. Meteor strike is probably the best skill in the game. Corpse explosion, a close second. In my experience, you need a lot of AoE damage. I'm going to take meteor strike because you can only have 6 of these like damage spells any run. So I want to ensure that I have Meteor Strike. It's just, significantly important to the success of a run. So I'm going to get it now. I'll take projectile count. Hopefully that means more Meteor Strikes drop. And you can see items are dropping on the ground. There was a belt. So this is how you get loot. You either buy loot from the vendor that we saw, the girl outside, or they drop on the ground. And you see here, right, some rare gloves dropped. I'll take damage because damage is, that's an overall damage multiplier. So it'll affect all my skills. And, it's simple now, but like as the stage progresses, the levels progress, it gets significantly more difficult. Let's take cast speed. And I'll tell you in a bit, after I get through this introduction, I'll tell you my strategy for how I approach games like this, so you can get an idea if maybe you've never played this genre of a good strategy to kind of, use. Ice orb. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll take ice orb. So now we've picked 2 of our 6 skills. My strategy in terms of approaching the stage is I try to pick a landmark and always try to return to the landmark. So for me, that landmark is this. Okay, so we need to add more abilities here. We'll take Dragon's Breath since we have damage multipliers. And I do want this ability that hits in front. So now we can only get 3 more damage abilities. So I'll have to keep that in mind. But anyway, as I was saying, I like to pick a landmark. For me, the landmark is this 3-column like building or like, structure right here. So throughout the course of the game, I want to ensure that I make my way back to the structure. So maybe, I'll walk around, I'll head up north, or I'll head up down south or east or west. But when there is time, I want to make my way back to the structure. Because as enemies die, they drop the gems wherever they drop them, right? So if I'm kiting a bunch of enemies around, that means I'm killing them, but it means I'm not picking up their experience. And I always want to be growing my character. So I do that by staying or returning to places I've been. Because presumably if I'm kiting a bunch of characters in one direction, if I walk back the other direction, then all the gems will be there, right? So all the experience gems. So that's what we're doing. And you can see the enemies are getting more plentiful and tougher. One thing that I have not gotten in this run and that usually makes my runs very successful is an experience multiplier. And I usually look to take those utility things like experience or move speed or damage. Well, damage reduction is good all the time, but I usually look to get one of those before the 5th minute in the game. So if I see experience like offered at like 10 minutes in, I most likely won't take it, but we'll see. Okay, so corpse explosion. This is great, right? I told you it was one of the best skills in the game. But what I'm lacking is frontal damage. Like I have the fire breath spell, but it's not good enough. So my strategy for this game is you need a bunch of AoE spells and you need 1 or 2 core frontal direct damage spells. And for me, dagger is the best spell in the game. So I'll take that. In my opinion, it's just the best direct damage spell. So I can, it'll help me later in the game when there are like ranged enemies that are difficult to deal with. This will help me, snipe them from a distance and make the game easier for me. So okay, we have these, but this is we have all. Do we have spinning blade? I don't think we took spinning blade yet. I like spinning blade. We'll take that. Remember, you want as many AoE spells as you can. It is significant. So now I believe we should have 6, maybe we have 5 or 6 of our damage dealing spells, which means we no longer will be offered different spells. So Like we're full. We're full on things now. See, the guys with the health bar, those are elite, and they usually drop items, and they're much more difficult to kill, but at this point in the game, we're okay. Evade, that's good, but, I want the damage. So hopefully, we're about 5 minutes in. We haven't seen experience. If it's offered an experience bonus, we might end up taking it, because it's such a big deal to get experience bonus, because that means 2 to 3 more skills than you would normally get in a run. Experience is a huge boon, but we'll see. And typically I don't like to chase them. I just like to, like I said, stay around this like 3-column landmark and kill them near me, so that I can pick up the experience easily. Oh, there, we got a little magnet. So what that does is bring nearby things to me. These are all good, but we need Meteor Strike to be a little bit stronger. The cool thing about games like this is you have to find a balance of damage and damage mitigation and utility. And right now, I've taken a lot of utility, but I'm kind of low on damage on my main spells. And Meteor is, that's the main spell. That's the spell that will carry me through the run. Unbeknownst to you guys, but I have like a couple of pieces of gear with the 15% damage multiplier. So on fire. So, more fire skills the better. So now there's only 2 fire skills in the game right now, which, you've seen. So we're full out on spells now. We have Dragon's Breath, we have Meteor, we have the Spinning Blades. Okay, hold on. We have Dragon's Breath, Meteor, Spinning Blades, Corpse Explosion, Daggers, and the Ice Sting. So we're full out. And experience range pickup is okay, but it's not as impactful at this point as just more damage. Oh, there's a legendary item. You see with this orange glow. Ripped it off just directly from Diablo. I don't know. We'll pick that up. Okay, and there you see ranged ads. You see this like skeleton guy shooting a purple thing. I mean, these guys can be troublesome, especially when there's like 20 on the screen. So because of that, I have to prioritize them. I just chase them down. And these are guys that I kill immediately, just looking for them, and then trying to centralize my zone, but make sure that those guys die. We'll take Corpse Explosion. Hope that we get more dagger options later. See, some of these skills, like Corpse Explosion is crazy, right? Like at later stages of the games, if it lands on enemies and, you kill the enemies, then you'll blow up everybody next to the enemies. The problem is that in the later stages, there are just so many enemies that your Corpse Explosion might fly to the far back rows, and then it's very difficult to kill those enemies because they're so far away and there's so many other enemies in between you and, the affected guys. So, meaning you can't proc the Corpse Explosion because there's just too many guys. But I digress. You'll see when we get to that point. So it's 8 minutes in the game. We're nearly halfway through the encounter. I guess that's 2 levels on the Ice Orb, so we'll take it. Now, Meteor is much better. We only want the Ice Orb, not for the damage, but for the slow effect. So we'll take it. So why not? So yeah, we're almost 10 minutes into the game, which is about halfway through the game. Difficulty is going to ramp up quite a bit. But so far we're doing okay. we're at 21 experience. This is okay, I guess. Usually by the time the game ends, I'm around 40, maybe high 30s, about high 30s to about 40 in level. But this is okay. Like, we didn't get as many quality of life spells, like I said, like, experience boost. We didn't pick up the experience range either. It was offered, but we didn't take it. But I think we're okay. So things are getting pretty hectic here, right? So, and the important thing is remembering where you came from, like where you started, where you start kiting the mobs. And I remember. So, I don't know. We got attack speed. So the right click, we have a blue mana button. That's for your special. So if I throw an axe, you'll see that I've used up some mana. And it's some builds, it's good to, mix in your special attack. Because, like, why not? What else you're going to use your mana on, right? But my particular guy, he has an item that regens health when I have full mana. So if I have full mana, it goes towards my health regen. So that's just, obviously better for me. So, okay. So I think in general, we're pretty, we're pretty good on, like, overall spell level. So as things are offered to me, I'm going to prioritize in this order: Meteor, Dagger, Corpse Explosion, and then the whirly blade thing, Spitting Blade. So that is what I'm going to prioritize in the future. I remember I can wait once I have time, once there's like some breathing room between enemies, I make my way down back to the landmark that I want to play around, which is this particular column right here. These green guys, when you kill them, they explode, dealing damage around them. So they're very similar to Corpse Explosion themselves. But they do a lot of damage, so you gotta be sure to kill them before they get to you. Remember, Meteor, prioritize Meteor. And blue gems are very impactful, so they give a lot of experience, so it's worth it to go out of your way to pick them up. They're 10 times the experience level, if likely seems to be like 10 times the experience. So and all of these are kind of weak. We'll take more gold, I guess. The attack and special we don't use them at all, so they have no bearing on the success of the run. So, like, my particular strategy is not going to use them at all. So those are useless skill points. So it's better to take any utility than those. And so I'm just walking to the east, and I'm picking up, whatever blue gems I can find there, and make my way back across to west towards the landmark. And you see much more blue gems dropping here. Remember, it's like I said, it's worthwhile to get those. You need levels, okay? Levels mean more skills. More skills mean more damage and survivability, and you need that. So, okay, take Dagger. I told you those, unless we got offered, what is that thing called? Meteor. Then we're taking daggers. So let's just rinse and repeat here for the next 7 minutes or so. And this is our starting point. And we're getting surrounded, but this is okay. We got to find the elite, because he's going to take, we're going to have to hit him more to kill him. So just find him and then just kill him. And my strategy, once you get swarmed, when there's so many things just falling on you, is to walk towards the meteor, because that is where the most damage is being dropped. I'll take Corpse Explosion. Meteor is where the most damage is coming out, and it also leaves an aerial effect that does more damage, so you should put yourself where damage is being distributed the most. So it's common sense, like that makes the most sense, but you know, it seems weird because most people would want to walk away from damage, right? So, and there's ranged guys here. Now we're getting the ranged guys, a mixture of the ranged guys and these green guys, so now I have to tread with caution and just look to pick them off, the ranged guys, because they're troublesome. Like they're gonna give us the most challenge here. So all I'm doing is walking towards big groups of them, and that's getting crazy. There's a lot of stuff on the screen. My old man eyes can't really understand what's going on, but I think I got an idea. I'm slightly worried about the elites, but the elites are kiteable. It's the range guys that I'm more worried about. So, and I can walk through all of them. Okay, a couple levels here. This was the one that would have prioritized, but remember, you're getting double the levels on these, so I think maybe on this particular one we'll try getting more ice orb. Let's see how that works out. And remember, I'm just kiting them around this area. You can see my kiting them around my landmark. Okay, we got lucky. We got the magnets, so it really helps out here. These are all great, but then 3 levels on the cast speed is probably more effective. More projectiles is probably more effective, so take that. And then we stand back here. Now we're back in our same place. We've likely collected as much experience as we can in the area. So we're feeling good. We're doing great. Gold can only be gotten in the encounter or from selling gear. That's why I'm picking up all these items, even if they're normal or not legendary. Because sell them for gold. And gold will help me buy more legendary items if the shop is offering them at any point in the demo, right? So pretty cool. The only currency, so. And gold not only is useful for items, but it's also useful for leveling up your character's stats and abilities, which is the only thing that you can take out of your encounter. You can see my guy is periodically throwing an extra dragon breath thing, which is kind of cool. Okay, we gotta prioritize this guy. He's a ranged guy and he's an elite, so got him. Let's get this guy, another skeleton guy. There we go. Okay, we got 5 minutes left in. Experience gain. That's great, but it's just so late in the game, it doesn't matter. Like, we just need more damage. If it were early in the game, it's like the best skill to get, because it could be anywhere between 5 to 6 extra levels, right? Which means 5 to 6 extra skills. But with the, we're in the last 25% of the game, or of the encounter, so it's not as effective as something else, just a new level on a skill. I'll take magic. I would get more magic drops, that would be nice. Potentially more legendaries. At this point, I do want more meteor. I haven't received a lot of damage boost on the meteor. It's real simple. And it's fun. It's mindless fun, You just stand there, walk around, shoot guys. I can't wait to see what other classes they have. Now we'll take spitting blades. Like I said, corpse explosion kind of scales off at the later part of the game. Okay. If I didn't clarify the frontal skills, you have to face You use the mouse to face a certain direction, and that's how you aim your frontal skills. So if I didn't explain that at any point, there's your explanation. Really cool. Fun. Simple. Yeah, okay, maybe we'll take Corpse Explosion here. That was not an ideal set of options, but oh well. Oh, another legendary item. That's nice. So we got 2 legendaries this run so far. The boss typically drops off 1 or 2, so if we beat him. I'm going to take projectile count because I have many skills that, 1 more projectile or, a 0.25% more means significantly more damage overall versus 1 more level on a skill. So that's my reasoning there. Okay, just so you know, just so you're aware, I've moved north on the map, so I eventually want to make my way down south, back to where I was. So at some point, we're going to have to figure that out. Damage mitigation is pretty awesome, but we'll take cast speed because I feel like we just lack the damage. Like, we need to be a glass cannon here. So south of us is our landmark, so that's probably where all the experience is gathered. Yeah, double level on dagger. That's a no-brainer. That's one of the best skills. It's the skill that we're prioritizing second, and we got a bonus of it, so we're obviously going to take that. Cast speed. Oh, and here we are. Oh, wow, we're already at the end. This run was much better than most of my other runs, actually. I'm pretty surprised. Usually it gets a little testy at this point in the encounter, but she got a lot of levels. I'm actually surprised. I wonder if they changed something in the game because many levels offered to us. So the boss is the Skeleton King. You can see I'm killing him pretty easily, just kiting him around the map. You don't have to do all the whole kiting thing, but I'm just trying to catch up on all these items that we have dropped, get a little bit of gold on the map. Because once the boss dies, then the stage ends in a few seconds after. So I want to limit that time. There you go. I'm just dead. No legendaries there. Take that. Okay. And that's the boss. So I'll show you really quickly the inventory system and the loot system. You see how much damage the skill's done here, and look how much damage this thing did. Dragon's Breath, we had that early, but look in comparison how much damage the daggers did, right? So clearly strong spell. We got 1. I could have sworn I saw 2 legendary items. I'm sure I saw a legendary chest drop. I'm sure it dropped. Anyway, okay. So you talk to that guy to identify your goods, and then you get to see them. Yeah, there is a legendary chest. So we'll see. Obviously I don't care about items that are not the legendaries, right? So Magic Hammer gains a boomerang effect. Like I said, this is Hammer Echo. I already have that on my helm. Here's another Magic Hammer gains it again. I already have that on my helm. And then the glove is Fire Breath. I actually had that on another piece of gear. Might be interesting, but I don't want it. You'll see how there are these white shells on the item. That tells you how many perfect rolls that item has. So for the Fire Breath gloves, there's a perfect roll on strength. But for my item, the Heart of Fire, I have a perfect roll on 3 skills. So, and I think that's what +1 skill seal is. But anyway, that's the run. It's pretty cool. Tell me what you think about the game. I think it's pretty cool. I think if they add more characters and more abilities and more skills, it's going to be quite fun and enjoyable, mindless action. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.